Today I'm going to show you how to make $50 an hour with a side hustle. All you really need is like a couple wrenches and that's about it. So let's get into it. Today we're going to be flipping mini bikes off of Facebook Marketplace. I just picked the CT100U up. Originally the guy wanted 200, but I bargained him down to 150. He said the clutch was broken, but I don't think it is. It didn't sound broken. So let's see. If you look over here, the chain is just off the gear. So let's see what else. Let's check the tires. Always check the tires just in case. Tires are good. I think they're good at least. I don't know, we'll get back to that later. The engine is a little loose. It should not be shaking around like that. Let's see how to tighten it. Okay, that's gonna be kind of a pain. It has a dual bolt system. That should be pretty much it though, so I guess let's get into it. I'm hoping to make about $50 an hour and $150 profit on this. Start by taking off this double bolt system. It's gonna be kind of a pain. I don't know why they make it like this. If you do, let me know down in the comments. Now let's pop this engine off. Okay. How loose this bolt was. That's crazy. The way to fix this is to use copious amounts of thread lock. So let's get into it. Alright. Here are our parts. I'm actually gonna have to clean these things off or else they're just gonna come loose again since they're full of oil. Let's clean these threads. This is just a bowl of water with some dish soap. Alright, let's bolt this thing in. Okay, that's one. So our engine brackety things are back on, but our engine's not bolted down. So what we're going to do first is loosen up the chain tensioner, move it as far forwards as we can, and then bolt down the engine. What this is going to do is it's going to give us a lot more adjustability. Okay, perfect. Let's move the engine up. So it should be pretty tight. I'm going to bolt down the engine and get back to you guys in a minute. Okay, quick recap. Here's what we've done. We tightened up these bolts, took the entire engine off, remounted it, moved it up, moved this thing up, so now we have as much adjustability as possible. Now we just have to blow up the tires, but before that, I'm going to show you the guys this runs. So it's not very fast right now, but we're going to fix that in a minute. There's actually one more very important step. So if you look over here, see that spring? It's called a governor. Now that limits it to like 25 miles an hour. You want to put a zip tie in there and that will bypass it. Now that makes these things go up from like $200 to $300. It gives you an extra 15 miles an hour. It'll take off about 20% of the engine's life, but it's worth it. So now, as you can see, go here, right, and you'll see. Hold on, I'm gonna flip you around for 1 second, and you'll see a zip tie right there. And I'll show you the difference. You could hear the valve flow. That's how you know it's working. So it looks like the governor is still engaging. What we're going to do is bypass it with a hanger. The tools you're going to need for this are just a needle and those pliers, and that's it. Besides, for that, we just have to remove the spring first. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you guys how to check if your governor is all the way bypassed. So if it isn't, you'll see this thing move still from the governor back there, and you'll see it. You'll go to full throttle, and it will snap back as soon as it gets to a certain RPM. And you can actually see the movement very clearly. So in order to bypass it properly, get a hanger like this, wire hanger, standard, and first size out the holes. Figure out how much space you need and if your hanger will fit. It probably will though. And there we go. It's out. So let's check if everything's good. It's not fitting. But that's probably, yeah, you can see that's from the plastic, because as I twist it in there, the plastic keeps snapping. So that's not that hard. Okay, what you're going to want to do is measure out the rough length and then add about 2 or 3 inches. So let's go here, right? From there to there, and then there. And what that is going to do is give you plenty of space to screw up, and also give you plenty of space to make the bends. So we have our wire cut. Now let's strip back some of the plastic. We have the plastic stripped off from one end, so let's bend it. Okay, so it looks like I should have made this hook after it was already installed, pretty much, to secure it. So let's take this off, otherwise it won't fit. So let's take this off. Okay, good. So now we have both ends of this stripped and ready to go. So what you're going to do is take it and fish it through this hole, right? It is on an angle, so it's going to be a little hard. There we go. You can see that fit right in there. Now we're going to take this, bend it 90 degrees, shove it in that hole, and then bend it again so that stays in. Okay, so now we're at this point, right? So bend this thing, and we are going to bend that. Yeah, just pretty much crimp that. That's now a crimp. Alright, now it's like that, and that's perfect. You could hear the valve flow. That's how you know it's working. So now there's no spring. Before, when you pulled on this thing, right, that pulled this. But then, if this lever over here, right, was pulling hard enough, it would stretch out the spring, and that would turn the throttle down, limiting the speed like a lot. But now there's no spring. It's just a single wire. Okay, final part. We're gonna bend this. And that should be good. In the end, the stock throttle bar, this thing, was limiting how much the throttle body could actually open. The way you check for this is you take your throttle, twist it all the way back, and if you're still able to move this thing, the throttle, like a large amount, then it's too short and you have to replace it with one from our prior 212. This got me up from 33 to 40, which is a massive difference. You could hear the valve flow. That's how you know it's working. Okay, so now that we're on the final touch-ups, we have to inflate the tires. Oh yeah. So here's the finished product. Now this should sell for about 300. It's currently basically the winter, so it might take some time. But I just had one sell recently for 500. It was my custom built one though. So, you know what I'm saying? This one's gonna sell for 300 max. So here's the backstory on how I figured out how to do this. There's an algorithm I used. I started off with wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs. Then it became less profitable. I'm not sure what happened, but the price just dropped on them. But the way I did it, so I start off with a product that I think might work. Whether it's a lawnmower, mini bikes, I did it with electric wheelchairs for a minute till the price drops like hell. But the way you do it is you find a product that starts off at a very high price when it's used and working. So let's say it starts off at like 500, and then when it's broken with a couple things wrong, you can find deals on it for like 1/3 that price or 2/3 that price. I stick with one half and below, like 1/2 to 1/3. That's how you know you're gonna make money. Otherwise, it raises your chance of losing money by a very large percentage, because these things end up costing way more than you think they are going to a lot of the time. This thing took 0 parts, happens to be. It was a great deal. But a lot of the times I get screwed. That's why I make $50 an hour, because a lot of the times I make $15 an hour or $3 an hour. So charge for that. You should have a minimum of $35 an hour that you charge for. But find a product that you think might work, whether it's gaming PCs, it could be anything. Then find the high, find the low, save it on Marketplace, right? Save a high version and save the low version. And then if it's a good deal for the low version, it'll be sold within a week. And that's how you know you were right. And if it isn't, it won't sell, and you'll know you have lost money if not for the algorithm. For the high thing, that's just to see how long it will take to sell. This also tests the market, because there are tons of videos on how to flip stuff on Facebook Marketplace. People claim $100 an hour. However, you don't know how the market is near you. One time I tried cabinets, it took forever to sell. It literally took like 6 months. So what this does is it will show you how long it will take to sell on the high end, so you're not stuck with it.